Jack Della Maddalena.
I don't think that's actually insane. I don't like Eminem.
Jack Della Maddalena has officially been in the MMA game for over a decade. He had one amateur bout in 2015, which he won, before turning professional the very next year, and his pro career didn't start smoothly. He lost his first two fights back-to-back in 2016, but from that moment on, he's never lost again. Not once. His professional record now sits at 18-2-0, and those two losses the beginning of his career are the only blemishes. Jack's first professional fight came against a guy named Alden Bates in Eternal MMA, one of Australia's premier martial arts promotions. Bates handed him that first defeat, but years later, after Della Maddalena captured the Eternal MMA Welterweight title for the second time in 2020, after defeating Kevin Josett, he got his revenge. Jack Della Maddalena faced Alden Bates once again, defended his title successfully, and closed his Eternal MMA run with a statement win.
I'd love to ask you about your final knockout on the regional scene before the Contender Series.
Oh, nice.
It was redemption, right? You were avenging the first loss of your MMA career.
I knew I wanted to get that guy back so badly.
It's like festering for years.
Yeah, it was festering for years. It really was a fire inside me.
That victory earned him a shot on the Dana White Contender Series, where he secured a UFC contract by defeating Anze Lusa. Within just 8 UFC fights and only 4 years, Jack rose through the rankings and dethroned Belal Muhammad this past May in Montreal to become the UFC Welterweight Champion. In those 8 UFC bouts, JDM has earned 8 Performance of the Night bonuses and 2 Fight of the Night bonuses. And heading into UFC 315 earlier this year, when he did win that title fight carried serious ripple effects across multiple divisions. Because if you remember, at the time, Islam Makhachev was still the lightweight champion, and he made it very clear that he'd only move up to welterweight if Della Maddalena won, out of respect for Belal Muhammad, his longtime training partner. But meanwhile, Ilia Topuria had just vacated the featherweight title, and he moved up to lightweight, and the original plan was for him to challenge Islam for the lightweight title. That matchup was one of the 3 most anticipated fights of 2025. We didn't get it then, but it's a possibility that in the future we may get it.
Watch this full episode of the Dynamite Gizmo podcast, clicking the link in bio.